All right, so once you peel your chilies and cut off the stems, deseed them, you can see here what I've done is I usually line them up and I chop them. Usually we go both ways, both directions. See, now the chili is prepared. Just take a bit here with our knives. Oh, there's a bit of a long piece there. You can chop that. A bit more chopping, I suppose. Get that in there with your knife. And now our chili, actually also once we get it in there, we're going to salt it up a bit. If you have garlic salt, that's usually a good idea. I'm actually going to be using fresh garlic in this recipe. Now here's a little known secret. Garlic helps prevent some of the burn when this chili leaves you or evacuates you the next day. So garlic not only helps with flavor, but it also helps relieve some of the pain. I learned this when I was about 8 years old. All right, so all the prep work for our chicken enchiladas, green chili chicken enchiladas, is done. So right now I'm going to take you through what the ingredients are. This is a family recipe. I want to give a shout out to my cousin Jerry Ann. Thank you. She really gave me this recipe a long time ago. I think I improved it. Shh, don't tell her. It's neither here nor there. She may agree or disagree. So for this recipe, the first thing you're going to need is chicken. So what I like to do is I like to shred the chicken, right? This is 2 chicken breasts. But what I do with the chicken, after I shred it, is I add a bit of olive oil to it, all right? Because we like to make the chicken a little bit juicy. We probably boil it for about 14 minutes. Then we season it with just a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. And the reason that it's just a little bit is because what we're going to do to give it even more chicken flavor is we're going to add a bit of this. I love this chicken bouillon, it's fantastic. We're gonna add a bit to the chicken and we're gonna add a bit to our sort of chili sauce base here. So we just go, woo, and put a bit of that in there, bang. So now we're gonna have this wonderful chicken flavor. Then I take the Tupperware lid, I put in this nice Tupperware bowl because every chef knows that you need as much Tupperware as you need in the kitchen, although some of my friends disagree. Shake it up. Oh yeah, okay, great. So, like I said, 2 chicken breasts. We seasoned with pepper, olive oil, salt, and chicken stuff there, chicken bouillon. Right. Next thing you need is you need the savory ingredients and a beagle who likes to bark behind the whole thing. These are 2 shallots, finely chopped, 4 cloves of garlic, more finely chopped than they look. They're actually diced in little squares. I used some Hatch New Mexico green chili. Obviously, you can buy this online. We roasted it earlier ourselves. Oh, it's so good. It smells really good. Some people put a little bit of garlic salt on it. Since we're using garlic here, I'm not really bothered by that. There's probably about a pound of diced New Mexico Hatch green chili. I use a mixture for this of hot and extra hot, so it's a combination of both. You never know what you're going to get. You could use mild or you could use medium depending on what your spice is. I took 2 vine tomatoes and I diced them. I seasoned them with a bit of salt, and we took 1. I like a sharp cheddar cheese, so we grated it. I use Cracker Barrel, but people have different ideas about that. We have a bit of cilantro, right? A little bit of fresh cilantro there. So 1 can of cream of chicken. 1 can, in this case I found cream of chicken and cream of mushroom, so this is like a win. Very happy about that. But you can just use cream of mushroom if you didn't find that one. And 1 can of cream of celery. I like to mix the 3. I find it goes very well together. So now you have all, and then of course you're going to need some corn tortillas, right? We have yellow corn and white corn, just in case you run out of yellow corn. This is what they had at the store. We have this baking dish, which after we make everything, it's going to go in the baking dish, and we're going to put it in the oven. And we have this really tall dish. I don't know if you need a dish this tall. We actually don't, but this is what we have. This will work. So, first thing we do is we fire this bad boy up. It's very nice. So we're going to heat some olive oil in this pan here. About that much. Okay, so you can see the olive oil. We're going to let that get warm. And while we're letting that get warm, I'd like to hydrate yourself at all times stay hydrated and lubricated when you're cooking. So we've got beer here. Now, a little bit of alcohol doesn't hurt either. And I highly recommend red wine, white wine, Prosecco, champagne. I'm not a whiskey or scotch person, but I don't mind scotch, bourbon, it's all good. Cheers. Right, so we want to get this all nice and hot. Probably takes about a minute, 1 to 2 minutes. And then we're going to add the onions, the garlic. We're going to add those. We're going to season them up a bit. Let them start to sweat. Then we're going to add the green chili and the tomatoes because these are wet ingredients. So we're going to add the wet ingredients after we add the onions and the garlic. And the reason is because there's a lot of water in these, and we don't want to boil these things. What we want to do is we want to saute them. So that's why we add the onions and the garlic first. The cilantro will be added at the end. Stop stealing my cheese. I'm using less than I normally would anyway because I'm trying to be kind of healthy. I'm getting a little bit fat, to be honest with you. But it's only because I ate delicious food like this. And you know, sometimes it's worth it. And this is one of those dishes that I think is most definitely worth it. Okay, so let's give it a go here. So first, we're going to add, oh, you know what else we need? We need a wooden spoon. Or some facsimile thereof. So first, we're going to add the onions. Yeah, baby! That's what you want to hear when you add them. We're going to stir them up a bit. Now we're going to lower this heat from high to sort of about 60%, 65%. Add those bad boys in. We're going to take the garlic. Take it right off the cutting board. And add that right in there. 1 clove, 2 cloves, 3 cloves, 4 cloves. Just as a refresher, the garlic not only tastes good, but in green chili, it helps protect your bum from burning too bad the next day. Trust me, you'll thank me for that later. So we're going to stir that up a bit. Now, as these onions and garlic are sweating down, we're going to season them a bit of salt, a bit of pepper. Alright. And we're going to sweat them down a bit till they're translucent. About 3 or 4 minutes, depending on your stove. Look at that burner. That's very advanced, so this is a great burner. So these guys, they'll sweat down pretty quickly. Probably end up being about 2 or 3 minutes. Yeah, that's pretty good. Sweating down. So let's go ahead and add the green chili, which, by the way, we did season with a bit of salt earlier. Add a bit of green chili in there. Look at that, it's beautiful. If you could smell this, you would be as hungry as we are. It's very tasty. Okay. Alright. Get that in there. Get a little bit of light action in there. Oh, well, that's sort of the fan. But, oh, yeah, that's sort of... As you see, we're not video guys. We're really more people who enjoy cooking green chili. Okay, so there we go. We did salt these tomatoes as well, so everything is well seasoned. It's all cooking. We cook. So let's have a look at this. Oh yeah, it's beautiful. You can look in the pan there to kind of see how it is. We're gonna cook it down a bit more. We want some of the liquid. We want to reduce the liquid out of the tomatoes a little bit longer. But this is going to be the base for our chili, you know, and it's going to be good. And then we're going to add the soup in there. And it's going to be so, the cheese could be a little bit harder, get a bit of a crust on it. So, let's go. Let's dive in there. I think we're ready to rock and roll. Doesn't matter which soup you start with. I always like to add the sour cream at the end, though. So we're starting with cream of chicken. Put that guy in there. Okay, put that soup in. All right. Oh, very good. Yep, getting ready. Just clearing our system before everything rock and roll. So, there's the cream of chicken. It's cream of chicken and mushroom. Get this guy in there. Okay, right there. Alright. Alright, that's very good. Oh, crap. I forgot something very important. Never forget to stay lubricated. Cheers, my friend. So, and now the cream of celery, right? So you have 3 cans of soup in there. We're going to stir it up, cook it up a bit. Alright, get that going. All that soup out of there. Waste not, want not. Just trying to get all that goodness and that flavor. So I use 3 cans. You could use 4. I mean, it depends. If you're going to use more soup, then you should use more chili. There's where we are with that. So we're going to put this right there. A little bit more chili left in there. Give this a bit of a stir. Alright. That's what I'm talking about. See, you get that in there. And you get all the green chili, you got tomatoes, you got the shallots, right? The shallots are small, sort of sweet purple onions. I like those better. I mean, so you could use the yellow onions. It's going to give you a stronger flavor. But if you can get some nice shallots in there, it almost has a sweet flavor. It's very, very nice with pretty much everything, whether you're making a green chili base or... Look at that. Okay, now this is absolutely critical. Bang. Fuck fat-free. What's the point? This adds a lot. Bang! Just right, the entire thing, gone. It's in there. Yeah, probably want to smell it before you put it in there. As you can see, this one's good, the date's good, it smells good, but you don't want to ruin it by having bad sour cream. Once you add the sour cream, it's so creamy. It actually really makes this a very nice, rich sort of deal here. We'll put that in there. Alright, get that cooking. And you know, just cook this for about 5 minutes. Let everything sort of mix together, you know what I mean? And it'll be a beautiful thing once it does. Wet the chicken in the end. Now you notice the chicken, we already boiled it. Now the worst thing you can do to chicken is what? Overcook it and make it dry. You never want dry, overcooked chicken. So we cooked this, like I said, for about 12 minutes. Maybe it's 14. We had the olive oil sitting in there, so this is going to be nice. We'll add this in the end and stir it for a couple minutes right before we're ready to start assembling. Now,